We're back. It's Desire and RWM Tinky Winky watching.
I thought we were going to just use our
So,
normal names.
fuck's sake.
No, that's okay.
Oh, we have to use our real
attribute that.
names now, do we?
Oh well,
Okay.
no, it's just fine. That's
I know.
okay.
Look, it's bloody Jeremy and Dave watching Star Trek from the very beginning. We
is.
last week watched episode 0, the unaired pilot. Ooh.
Yeah,
Which
I said it wasn't. I said it was aired, and then I realised that I'd misread the Wikipedia page.
Well, you
So
said that it wasn't aired, and then you said, "Oh, actually, it was." But look, it was unaired at the time, folks. Just to explain away to anybody who doesn't know about this. But when the series debuted, it was with the episode we're about to watch, not the one we watched last week, which was kind of like I don't know, yeah, it literally was a test pilot episode, and so they didn't show it, but they did later when
Yeah.
TNG debuted, as Dave explained to me last week. So I remember things.
do you remember things? I don't remember last week. Last week
No,
was ages ago.
I remember the highlights from last week. Dave's was the fact that Spock smiled, and that was deeply disturbing. It was a big smile too. It wasn't just a wry little grin. No, bloody Spock went right for it. My funny takeaway was that Captain Pike was a very grumpy man, and he had a very bad day, and
He did indeed. He had a very
much
bad
hilarity
day.
was had. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that episode. That's last week, so catch up on that if you want to. This week, we're going to be watching episode 1, series 1 of Star Trek, which is
The Man Trap.
Dave. There we go. Cool.
It's The Man Trap. Yes.
Ah.
First aired September 8, 1966 in the US. I don't know when it aired in New Zealand, where we are. I don't really
Probably
care,
in like the
to be
late
honest.
90s. I don't know.
Yeah, we had this
When we
really
got
long period.
television and
Oh god, that was
two television channels. That's a bit too many, if you ask me. Yeah.
A whole 2 channels, yes. So so The Man Trap. This is actually the first episode of Star Trek that was aired. I was glancing through the Wikipedia page. Apparently, it wasn't actually the first one made, though.
What?
Obviously, there was the pilot with Pike made, but actually, this wasn't the first episode of Star Trek made. It was I think the 6th, and NBC kind of decided that this would be the best episode to open on rather than the one that had actually been made first. But hey,
Rather than going with chronological, I mean, who does that? That's
so
yeah.
which is kind of interesting. They were still messing around with it right from the off.
Yeah, messing around with the timeline and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of TV shows have done that over the years. I remember famously Firefly was shown out of order, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, there's a huge debate about the right order to watch Firefly in.
Yeah.
And another show that's like that is The Prisoner. The Prisoner is another show
classic.
that has a very strange order. There's the aired order, there's the DVD order, there's the agreed order that nerds on the internet like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one day I'll force you to watch The Prisoner. If you haven't.
But that day is not today, where we're actually going to be watching apparently the entirety of the Star Trek milieu, which is probably going to take, I think, about 5 years. But we'll do our best.
5 years. You're hopeful.
No, I know. I'm hoping something might happen in the meantime, and streaming will no longer be possible, and I can just go back to my life. But no, I'm joking. I actually had a ball last week, so I'm really looking forward to watching this episode.
Yeah, this should be interesting. This should be an interesting episode. So I reckon we'll get on with watching the episode, and I'll put in a stupid noise, and after the stupid noise, we'll be back from watching the episode. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I was going to make my own stupid noise there, but no, you'd better do this, Dave. Otherwise, I'll just.
No, I've removed my soundbar, so I can't make any stupid noises anymore.
Oh, you've removed it? Oh well, allow me then, Dave. Here we go.
Right, we might as well start talking about it.
Yeah,
we've just watched The Man Trap. Which was the first episode actually to air. It was I mean, clearly between the pilot and that episode, someone did an awful lot of work on actually, cleaning up a lot of the characters and made them much more defined and much more recognizable. They're straight away recognizable as all the characters that I'm kind of familiar with, which is amazing to just be those characters straight out of the gate, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they're pretty much, well, I mean, you don't really learn much about Spock, but you know he's an alien and he has different physiology to humans and all that sort of jazz. You find that out in the episode. And yeah, Bones and Kirk have their kind of, the rapport. The three of them do. So, Spock, Kirk, Bones all chatting away. Yeah, and Kirk's like already set himself apart from Pike by being
Yeah.
A, in a good mood, B,
Well,
very
he was somewhat in a good mood right up until it all turned to custard,
well,
and
until
they
people
murdered
started
everyone on the
dying, and then he
planet.
got a bit of a
Right?
grumpy face,
Yeah.
because Captain, he's like, oh, now I got to do stuff. Um,
it was much more fun when I was just ribbing on McCoy,
yeah, making fun
right?
of Bones' nickname, Plum. And
You like girls.
you want to give us some flowers, McCoy? What a dork. He's a bit of a dick, but I mean,
Yep.
we've all had that person in our lives before, so yep.
Yeah,
He's a bit of a
good.
fun as Kirk, but well, not he's a serious guy when it comes down to it, and he's not afraid of murdering the odd last remaining member of a civilization.
Yeah, I mean, basically they turned up to the planet, murdered everyone on that planet, and
Pretty much.
lost what, about 900 crew members in the process. It feels like
approximately like 1/10 of the crew or something.
Captain's log. We've run out of crew.
We're now down to Spock, Bones, yeah, Uhura, Sue, and I. I have
So
to carry the rest of this series. Yeah.
No Scotty though. So there was no Scotty.
Not yet. No, I haven't seen Scotty yet. We were in the teleporter room, but no Scotty. He was obviously down in engineering, doing his thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. The red shirts aren't the ones that were getting killed so much, really.
No, none of them actually died that episode. It was all blue.
It's all blue
I think.
shirts.
There was like guy in the protective gear.
Yeah, but it was
the professor guy, and that was it. Yeah,
that was it. Those are all the people who died.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wouldn't want to be on the Enterprise if that many people got killed on every away mission.
When I was a kid, I remember distinctly thinking that it's just a dangerous place to be. I wouldn't want to be there.
It's a lot of people straight out of the gate.
You were the main cast. You were, you were stuffed. Just not worth it. I mean, red shirts are one thing, but even just
just everyone just getting. It had a feeding frenzy.
Absolutely, yep.
And then
went undetected for the longest time as well.
They were so slow about actually doing some red alerts. Like, come on.
Luckily, though, the creature was completely inept.
It was so inept.
Didn't do anything, and it just kind of bumbled around, looked really lost, and tried to nick people's salt, and just generally made a nuisance of itself. So it didn't really help its case.
No, it really didn't. It was a very, very dim-witted creature. But I appreciated particularly over the pilot. The editing is all much tighter. It's it
overall,
flows so
a better
much
show.
better. It's so much better than the pilot. I think that was an enjoyable episode of Star Trek. I think highlight for me was I think probably the point where Kirk is taunting the creature with salt, like the salt tablets. Like, come on, you want to. Come on, get the salt. But
like,
also,
no, Jim, it's Nancy, and he's like, no, and then basically you can just see her face, and she's like, I want the salt.
I want the salt. Fuck everyone else. I want the salt. But everyone was very slow after that was kind of revealed. Was that it seemed like everyone kind of went, oh, what do we do now? Like it was very obvious to everyone, and they'd all acknowledged that she was the creature, and then they just sort of all went, okay. Well,
Spock walked
what are we going to do
in.
about that?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, see, that was the moment, McCoy had to make a choice between, the memory of his, you know, once upon a time girlfriend or, the captain of the ship he happened to be on.
Yeah, it seemed to just go on all along, but that's okay.
Something choices, it's tough. But then, yeah, he realizes that it's not really her, and yeah.
Pew pew. What
Pew.
was your what was your favorite moment of the episode?
I like the foreshadowing a bit, where she, corners McCoy in his quarters and says to him that, oh, you have such strong, love or memories of me, etc., etc. Which I thought was great foreshadowing, explaining that the creature needs that link in order to, basically bamboozle you, lure you into a
That's
false
good.
sense of security,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then, have a snack. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. They just want to eat.
yeah,
They just want to eat. I thought
yeah,
that was interesting
yeah.
because that does foreshadow the discussion that then the the professor has. But the professor clearly, if he knew that
He was
that
he
he was
gotten a
sitting
bit too
beside,
friendly,
he's
I
gotten
think,
way too
with the.
friendly. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do that, guys. Don't get
He
all
was next on
friendly.
the list. If they hadn't shown up when they had, I mean, come on. It's not like he's going to be like, oh well, I best kill you then because you'll kill me otherwise. No, no, he was going to be.
No, he was all on board. He was all on
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
Are we going to do scoring? I accidentally clipped the scoring from the pilot.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
should we do some scoring?
The unaired pilot of our podcast. Um, Scoring. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Well, what did I do last time? I can't remember. Was it out of 5 or something, or 10? Was it out of 10?
I think I was doing scoring out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this one, God, I mean, it's hard. This is like literally the second episode we've watched, but it's already a big improvement over the last one. I'm going to give this a good solid 7 out of 10.
7 out of
Yeah,
10. You're not leaving
yeah.
much room.
Well, I mean, I thought it was good.
Okay, well,
I didn't think it was,
yeah.
mediocre was different. It wasn't mediocre. I thought it was better than
No,
that.
it
It was a
wasn't.
5.
No, it wasn't.
Um,
It wasn't mediocre. No, I think
yeah.
it's odd that 7 out of 10 is kind of like okay. I feel it's a strange
Yeah.
way of scaling things, but anyway.
Oh, fine. I
No,
can
no, no.
revise it, but no, you go ahead.
You
You
can
go
give your
ahead.
7s away,
Yeah,
free and easy.
exactly.
Jeez.
Ask me again in 10 episodes' time if I feel that 7 was a fair number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was a 6. I think I gave the pilot 5, and I should really have given the pilot 4. But I think it's a 6. It's a solid enough episode. It's a little I think they did take too long. The creature was revealed, and then they took too long. That kind of should have been tightened up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's true. That's
but
true.
but yeah, I think 6 out of 10. I'm trying to leave myself
Mm.
some room for
6
for
episodes in to the
for,
series, because this
for
is like I have to remind myself of that this is episode 6 of season 1, not episode 1.
well, no, it was the sixth
So,
one. It was the 6th one made, but
mm,
yeah. All right. So there's our wonderful scores. Next
please don't
episode.
hold me to that.
Yes, we will.
Yep.
We'll
Oh,
write them
damn.
down somewhere, and then
Not
we'll.
great.
I'll start a
Okay.
wiki page of
Oh, no.
scores, and then there'll be question marks about this wiki page. It's like, really, you gave that anyway.
See me after class. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed our little chatter about
Man trap.
Star Trek, the Man Trap. Next episode will be something else, and I think we'll see you then.
See you later, folks.